Hello, good afternoon. Hi, David.
Hey, teacher.
Hi. Hi, Marco.
Hi, teacher.
Hello. What about Luis? Hi, Luis. Buenas tardes. Hey, Luis. What about Irene? Hi, Irene.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, Luis. Can you hear me? You're.
Hi, teacher.
Hey, Luis.
Mhm.
Welcome, welcome, guys. My name is Alex, and today we have workshop number 2, which is going to be the speaking, okay? Hoy vamos a practicar speaking, speaking, speaking. Recuerden que si no saben decir algo, no se preocupen, por eso estamos aquí, para practicar, okay? So please just remember, we're going to have 3 instructions today. We're going to have the first one, which is read. So I might ask you to please read something, which is very important. I might ask you to give me an example, right? I might ask you, please give me one example. Or number 3, I might ask you to repeat, okay? So please remember the 3 rules: leer, ejemplo, y repetir. Read, example, and repeat. We're going to be using them a lot today. So without further ado, let's begin. Here we have the first activity. So let's begin here with reading the instructions. So let's begin with Luis. Luis, can you please read the instructions? Which greetings? Recuerda, Luis, que tenemos que activar el micrófono. There we go.
Yeah. Excuse me, repeat the question.
Of course, absolutely. Can you please read the instructions here? Which greetings? Solo vamos a leer. Which greetings?
Sí. ¿Cuáles saludos se usan?
But in
Con du-
English, English.
Eh, which greeting do you use with?
People you
How?
know.
How?
Okay, so that's okay. Perfect, Luis, perfect. So which
Mm,
greetings do you use with A, people you know, B, people you're meeting for the first time, or C, both? Okay, so we have 3 options, option A, B, and C. Let's take a look at the first one. We'll look at this one here. So, Irene, what do you think? Is good morning A, B, or C?
Good morning.
Yes.
Y
Okay, no problem, Irene.
tengo
Guys,
que
it's
decir la misma palabra.
no, no, no.
Okay.
We're going to
Okay.
select. We're going to select an option. So let's take a look at the instructions. Which greetings do you use with? ¿Cuáles saludos utilizas con A, people you know, B, people you're meeting for the first time, or C, both? Okay, so the first greeting is good morning.
Good
What do you
morning.
think, Irene? Is this A, B, or C?
Hey.
Excellent. It's people you know, and it can also be people you're meeting for the first time. So we're going to put here, we will put C, okay? It's both. buenos días, buenos días. Personas que conocemos o personas que estamos conociendo por primera vez, podemos utilizar good morning. What about this one here? Let's take a look at number 2. Let's take a look at number 2. David, what about hi? A, B, or C?
A.
Exactly. This would be A. People you know. Very good. What about this one here? Marco, can you read this one?
Repeat, teacher.
Let's read number 3 here. Can you read? Nice to. Leer.
Repita.
Read. Leer. Vamos a leer, guys.
Ah, ok.
Recuerden que tenemos, vamos a toda la clase vamos a repetir 3 cosas. Read, leer, repeat, repetir, and 3, example. Les voy a pedir ejemplos de el vocabulario que estamos utilizando. So in this case, Marco, can you read number 3?
Nice to meet you.
Excellent, Marco. Now we have to select, Marco. We have to select A, B, or C. Which one? People you know?
Number A.
Alguien que conoces, people you know. Personas que conoces. Nice to meet you. Un gusto conocerte. I don't think so. Maybe it's
Number B.
letter B, right? For letter B, right? Primera vez que conocemos a alguien, vamos a decir un gusto conocerte. Nice to meet you. What about number 4? Angie. Hi, Angie. Angie, can you please read number 4?
It's really good to see you.
Excellent. So what do you think, Angie? A, B, or C?
B.
It would be B. Qué bueno verte. Are you sure it's B?
A.
A, exactly. Ya los conocemos anteriormente. Very good. All right, Mr. Luis, what about this one? What about, oops. Luis, what about this one here? Can you please read? Vamos a activar el micrófono. Let's activate the microphone.
Yeah. Hello. Letter A, people you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, this one, because this is formal, Luis, this one can be both. Puede ser ambos. Puede ser formal o puede ser casual con una persona que ya conocemos. Entonces, ambos, both.
Yeah.
Okay? What
Okay.
about this one here? Let's go down here. Irene, what about this one? Can you please read this one?
A and C.
A and C. Okay, let's put let's put C, right? Porque C es ambos.
Sí.
Ya incluye todos, right?
Ah,
And please repeat, Irene. Good afternoon. Let's repeat. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Irene?
yo mismo.
Yes, Irene.
Perdón, me perdí.
Solo vamos a repetir. Good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon.
All right.
Si pronuncio bien, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Very good. What about this one here, David?
Um, Letter A.
Excellent. This is people, oops, people you know. And let's repeat, David. Long time no see.
Long time no see.
Perfect. What about the next one? Let's go to the next one. Marco, let's read this one here.
Number A.
Great to meet you. Un gusto conocerte.
Number B.
uh, this one is B, right? B, very good.
Okay.
So let's repeat, Marco, let's repeat. Great to meet you.
Great to meet you.
Excellent, Marco. And finally, the last one, Angie, can you please read the last one?
A.
Okay. And great to see you again. And we have to read. Let's read, Angie. Can we read?
Great to see you again.
Excellent. Great to see you again. Guys, every greeting, all of these are greetings. Saludos. We have greetings for people that we already know, which is a casual greeting. And then we have more formal greetings for the first time we meet. So you can see, nice to meet you, great to meet you, or it's really good to see you again, long time no see, okay? Any questions? ¿Alguna duda o pregunta? Is that okay?
Mm,
No? Okay.
It's
All
okay.
right. Great. So let's erase and let's continue. Here we have practice. So now let's put it to practice. So maybe when you meet someone for the first time, what can you say? All right. No sé si ustedes se conocen, pero si se conocen, pueden decir una de las expresiones para las personas que ya conocemos. Y si no se conocen, vamos a utilizar los que son por primera vez. Okay? So let's see. Miss Angie. Angie, can you say hello or greet Marco? You can say hello or hi. Maybe you can say nice to meet you, or maybe you could say
Good
great
morning.
to see
Bien, o
you.
good afternoon. Ahí puede ir. No.
También, claro que sí. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Excellent. And how would you respond, Marco?
Repeat teacher o repito.
Tienes que responder. Creo que fue Irene que te saludó, te dijo good afternoon. ¿Cómo podemos responder? También puedes decir hello. Good afternoon, right?
Okay.
Let's repeat. Angie, and Marco. Angie, tú vas a comenzar y vas a saludar a Marco.
Hello, Marco.
Marco, tienes que responder.
Hello, Angie. Good afternoon. ¿Así?
Excellent, Marco. Very good. Marco, say hello to David. Ahora, Marco, tú vas a saludar a David. Let's continue.
David. Hello, David.
Hi,
Nice to
Marco.
meet you.
Sí, recuerden, si es la primera vez que se conocen, pueden decir great to meet you,
Great
right?
to see you.
Si ya se conocen desde antes, pueden decir great to see you, ¿ok? Totalmente depende si se conocen o no. David, say hello to Irene.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Eh, hello. ¿Y ahora qué le digo?
Okay, nice to meet you too. You can say
Nice.
hello. Nice to meet you too, right?
Nice to meet you. Too.
Nice to meet you too. Excellent. Very good. Let's make this a capital N. Nice to meet you too. Irene, can you say hello to Luis?
Hi, Luis.
Okay.
Hello. How are you?
Perfect.
Good.
Very good. Good. All right, Luis, say hi to Angie. Now you can say hi to Angie. Si quieren, podemos quitar esto y regresamos uno. Cualquiera que tú quieras, Luis. Let's say hi to Angie.
Uh, hi, nice to meet you.
Angie?
It's really good to see you.
Excellent. It's really good to see you. All right, guys. It's all about practice. You have to practice and you have to make sure that you work on the different greetings, okay? All right, so here, let's have a little bit of a conversation. So here we have some different questions that we're going to talk about. Let's begin by reading the instructions. Marco, please repeat. You are at a party. Start conversations.
You are at a party. Start conversation.
Conversations.
Conversation.
Excellent. David, use some of the expressions below. Use some of the expressions below. Let's repeat. David, can you repeat?
¿Cuál repito?
Use some of the expressions below.
This is a nice place.
Uh-oh. Repeat, repetir. Use some of the expressions below.
Use some of the expression below.
Excellent. Very good. So here we have the different expressions. Irene, please repeat or read. Do you,
Do you know anybody here?
okay? Irene, ahora te voy a preguntar a ti. Do you know anybody here? ¿Tú conoces a alguien en esta clase?
No.
No. Okay, so you can say, no, I don't. So I'm going to ask you, Irene.
No.
No, I don't, right? Let's go
No,
with
I don't.
perfect, Irene. What about this one? Luis, please read.
The food is good.
Absolutely, the food is good. Recuerden que esto es solo para comenzar una conversación, right? What about this one? Angie, can you read this one?
How are things with you?
Very good. What about this one, Marco?
This a nice place.
Excellent. David?
I like the music.
I like the music. And we have one more. Irene?
How your new
House?
how's your new
Job. Job.
job?
Very good. Let's repeat one more time, Irene. How's
How-
your new job?
How's your new job?
Excellent. Very good. All right, guys. So all of these are expressions that we can ask. Now I want you to pick, okay? Pick an expression and start a conversation. See if you guys can answer maybe one sentence to respond, okay? Vamos a elegir una y a ver si podemos responder o comenzar una conversación. So let's see. David, what happens if I tell you imagination? Okay. David, I like the music. ¿Qué puedes decir después de eso? I like the music.
I can repeat, please.
Yes, of course. Si alguien te dice, están en una reunión o una fiesta, como dice acá, y alguien te dice, I like the music. ¿Qué puedes responder? How can you respond? I like the music.
Mm, mm,
Maybe you could say something like, me too. A mí también. Si no te gusta, I don't, right? So imagine we're listening to music and I say, hi, I like the music. What would you say?
me too.
Me too. Excellent, David, right? There's other possibilities, but maybe just two examples. I like or I don't like. What about if I say maybe Luis? Luis, I say the food is good. What could you say?
Yes, I food is good too.
Yeah, yes, the food is. Y si quieres, puedes cambiar el adjetivo. En vez de repetir good, podemos decir great or maybe fantastic. ¿Ok? Pero también podemos repetir, no pasa nada, ¿ok? So let's repeat, Luis, let's repeat. I say the food is good, and now you say.
Yes, the food is good. It's very
Ex
good.
Excellent, Luis, very good. What about Angie? Angie, what happens if I ask you, so now I'm asking you a personal question, and I ask you, how are things with you? How are things with you? ¿Cómo van las cosas? ¿Cómo va todo? How are things with you, Angie?
All good.
Okay, very good. You could say all good. Es informal, pero podemos decir all good, right? All right. What about if I ask Marco? Marco, I ask you, maybe I say, this is a nice place. What could you say? This is a nice place. ¿Qué podrías decir o cómo podrías continuar la conversación? This is a nice place. Marco? Hello? ¿Me escuchas, Marco?
Sí, sí le escucho.
Okay. This is
I
a
have no
nice
idea.
place. I have an idea. Una vez más, Marco, no te escuché muy bien.
I have no idea. No tengo ni idea. Digo.
Oh,
¿Cómo responder the question?
okay. This is a nice place. I have no idea. Creo que ahí se acabaría la conversación, Marco, pero siempre puedes responder, I have no idea. No problem. Si alguien te dice, this is a nice place, simplemente puedes decir, yes, it is. Sí lo es. O no lo es. No, it isn't. I don't think so. Right? Tal vez no te agrada el lugar y quieres decir, I don't think so. Yo no creo. Okay? All right, Marco. What about one more, David? We have one more. What happens if I say something like this, David? I say, how's your new job, David? How's your new job?
It's very good.
Perfect, David. Very good. You could say, it's very good. Awesome. It's very good. Excellent. All right, guys. So these are only some examples. There's many, many more expressions or questions that we can ask. But whenever you want to start a conversation, you can use something like this to start conversations. Do you know anyone here? The food is good. How are things with you? Etc. and so forth. Is that okay, guys? Any questions? ¿Alguna duda o pregunta? All right, guys, let's erase and let's continue. Here we have the next one. So it says, get started, emails, text messages, and voicemails. Let's go with the instructions. Irene, let's read the instructions here.
Tal, Leo, ¿no?
Yes.
Ya, a ver. Tal, about this question for a minute.
Excellent. So I want you, Irene, I want you to listen and repeat. Talk about these questions for a minute.
8 minutes.
Talk about these questions for a minute. Question number one. Let's go to question number one. So here it says, Luis, let's read question number one. Which do you
use? Do you use most? Email, text messages, or voicemails?
Excellent. So now let's answer the question. So if we have to answer the question, we have to say, I mostly use, and then you have to answer the question. So Luis, which one do you use most? Maybe you could say something like, I mostly use emails, maybe text or voicemails. Which one?
No, I don't understand.
Okay. La pregunta, ¿cuál utilizas más? Correo electrónico, mensajes de texto o notas de voz o no sé qué sería como un mensaje de voz.
I always use emails.
Excellent, very good. So let's put that here. Luis's example says, I always use emails. Oops, emails. Very good. All right. Now, Luis, I want you to ask Angie. ask Angie the same question. Vas a hacerle la misma pregunta para Angie, ¿ok? Luis, puedes decir, Angie, which do you use most?
Angie, which do you use most?
Hasta ahí está bien, porque ya
Vale.
sabemos que son emails, text messages, or voicemails, right? So Angie, which do you use most?
I always use text messages.
I always use text messages. Angie, please ask Marco. Ask Marco the same question.
Marco, which do you use most?
Okay. Marco? Marco.
I use the most emails.
Okay. Remember here, you have to say emails. I use emails the most, right? Go ahead and repeat. I use emails the most.
I use emails the most.
Excellent. This is the object, right? Marco, ask David the same question. Ask David the same question, Marco.
Which do you use most?
Perfect.
I use text message the most.
Excellent. Very good, David. David, ask Irene.
Which do you use most?
Perfect.
I respondo, ¿no?
Yes.
I use mail.
Email. Email?
Email.
Email. Very good.
Email.
Excellent, guys. So, Irene, let's go to question number 2. Irene, here we have question number 2. Please
Ah.
repeat. How
Ah.
many do you send every day?
Tenga. Dice pendiente para cuando venga me haga. Ya. ¿Va a ir con todos esos plátanos? Sí, allá lo voy a hacer arreglar. Listo.
All right, Luis, let's repeat. Luis, how many do you send every day?
I send emails every week.
Okay. All right, no problem. Let's put that here. I send emails every week, right? I send emails every week. Now, the second part, I want you to repeat. Luis, let's repeat. Who do you send them to and why do you send them?
How do you send them to? Why do you send them?
Excellent. So you can say, I send them to. Who do you send the emails to, Luis? ¿A quién?
I send email every week and my sister.
To my sister. Excellent. And why? Why? Because I communicate with my sister. Right? Because I communicate with my sister. Go ahead and repeat, Luis. Why? Because I communicate with my sister.
I send emails every week. I send them to my sister because I communicate with my sister.
I communicate, yeah, and we don't have to say with my sister. We can actually just say I communicate
Here.
with her, right? Because I
With her.
communicate with her. Excellent, Luis. What about Angie? Angie, how many do you send every day?
I send text messages every day.
Okay. Angie, remember that how many is cuántos? ¿Cuántos? 5, 5, 10, 20, 1,
5.
5. 5 text messages. All right, Angie. And who do you send them to? ¿A quién?
To my mom.
I send them to my mom. And maybe why? Why do you send them to your mom?
Because I communicate with her.
Okay, very good, Angie. Marco, what about you, Marco? How many emails or text messages do you send every day?
I use it at work.
At work? Okay, very good. So we can put that here. We can put, oops. We can put that here. I use it every day at work. Who do you send it to? Who, Marco? Your coworkers, your friends, your family? Who do you send them to? ¿A quién? ¿A quién le manda? Marco. You can say, I send them to. Who do you send them to?
I send to mother. Send to mother.
Okay, I send them to my mother. Okay, no problem. And let's go with David. David, how many do you send every day?
I send text messages every week.
Every week. Who? Who do you send them to?
I send them to my friend.
Excellent, very good. And why do you send them to your friend?
I communicate.
Okay, to communicate. Very good. And then we have one more, David. Can you read the final question, please? Let's read this one here. Do you
Do you ever send or get message in English?
All right, so guys, there's only 2 possible answers. Yes, I do. No, I don't. Excuse me. Ugh. Yes, I do. Or no, I don't. Okay, there's only 2 possible answers. So, what do you think, David? Do you get any messages in English?
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do. What about Irene? Irene, do you ever send or get messages in English?
Mm, mm. And no, no, I know.
Don't.
Don't.
No, I don't. Very good.
No, I don't.
Very good. Luis, what about you? do you ever send or get messages in English?
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do. What about Angie? Angie, do you ever get messages in English or send? Angie. What about Marco? Marco, do you ever send or get messages in English?
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do. All right, guys. So these are different forms of communication. We have text messages, we have emails, text messages, and voicemails. Different forms to communicate. Okay. Any questions? Is that okay?
Mhm.
All righty. So let's erase and we can continue. So let's read the instructions. Mr. Marco, can you please read the instructions here? Talk about,
All about things people have in common.
yeah, talk about things people have in common. So if we're talking about things they have in common, for example, we could say they both have long hair. For example, you could say they both have long hair. Can you guys think of another example? Looking at the pictures. What could we say about the pictures, David? Maybe picture number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4. What do they have in common?
Number two, the superhéroes, superheroes.
Yeah, excellent. Very good, David. So they are superheroes, right? Absolutely. They are superheroes. What about another one? Irene, can you think of an example?
Eh,
It could be picture
the
1,
student
picture 2.
graduates. Eh?
Okay, picture number 3.
Eh, the students
Graduate. Graduate.
graduate, gra-
Yeah, so you can say they graduate, and then we'll use the past. We'll just say graduated, okay? They graduated. Let's repeat, Irene. They graduated.
they graduated.
Graduated. Graduated.
Graduated.
Very good. What about Luis? Luis, it could be picture 1, picture 2, picture 3, or picture 4. Give me an example.
The picture 4.
Okay.
I see four men cooking outside.
Yeah, absolutely. Excellent, Luis. They are all cooking outside. They are all cooking outside. Excellent, Luis. They are all cooking outside. Maybe Angie. Angie, can you think of an example?
One,
Okay.
they are sisters.
Exactly. Very good. They are sisters. Excellent. All right. Anything else that they have in common? What could we say about number 2? They are superheroes. Heroes. What else can we say about them? What do you think, Marco? What could we say about the superheroes? They all have Can you see this? Every one of them has they're wearing something.
They
Maybe you
are superhéroes.
Yeah, of course they're superheroes, but ¿qué están usando? They all have costumes, right? They all have costumes. Maybe we could put that here. They all have costumes, right? Very good. All right, guys. So things that we have in common. Let's see. Any questions or any comments? Maybe we could ask you something like, what do you have in common? What do you have in common, David, with all of your classmates?
I don't understand.
Todos los compañeros, ¿qué tenemos todo en común? We are all
Mm, they are friends.
okay. We are all friends. Yep, absolutely. We are all friends, right? All right, guys. So when you have something in common, you can use both or all to compare, okay? Let's erase and continue. Here we have the next activity. All right. Let's begin with Irene. Irene, please repeat. Find out more. Find out more things you have in common.
Find out more things you have in common.
Use the questions and phrases to help you.
Use the question and phrase
Phra-
to help.
Phrases.
Phrase.
Yep.
And use the question and phrase to help you.
Very good. This is phrases. Phrases. Phrases.
Phrases.
Okay.
Phrases.
But in English, phrases. Phrases. Okay.
Phrases.
Very good. And this one here is questions. Questions.
Questions.
Very good.
Questions.
All right. So let's discuss. Let's have a little conversation. Here we can take a look at the first one. So Luis, can you read the question?
My
We're going to read, only read, okay? What's
what is
your...
your favorite day?
Oh, okay. Very good. Ask Angie. Ask Angie, what's your favorite day? We'll put them here in the chat. What's your favorite day? Angie, what's your favorite day? ¿Cuál es tu día favorito, Angie? What's your favorite day? My favorite day is
My favorite day is Friday.
Friday. Very good. Now, we have other questions here, Angie. What about any question, guys? You can use any questions. Do you like? What's your? How many? Ask any questions, Angie. Ask Marco a question.
Marco, what's your favorite food?
Okay. What's your favorite food, Marco?
My favorite days is Sunday.
Food. What's your favorite food? Let's put it here. Let's pay attention. And what's your favorite food? What's your favorite food, Marco? Encebollado. Fritada. What's your favorite food, Marco?
My favorite food is encebollado.
All right, encebollado. Good. Delicious. Very delicious. Marco, guys, todas las preguntas que puedan pensar, ¿ok? Tenemos muchos ejemplos aquí, ¿ok? Tenemos what's your called, do you have, when is. Podemos utilizar cualquiera de las preguntas, solo tenemos que cambiar el tema. Marco, ask David one question.
Do you like game?
Yeah,
Mm.
excellent. Do you like games? Perfect. David, do you like games?
Yes, I like.
Nice. Very good. David, ask Irene a question.
What's your favorite movie?
Perfect.
Repite.
Let's repeat, David. Can you repeat?
What's your favorite movie?
Movie. Movie. Eh, movie.
Película. My favorite movie is.
Ah, my favorite movie is película.
Shrek.
Em,
Madagascar.
no, no me acuerdo.
The
No, no sé, no tengo así una como ahorita.
okay. Si no tienes, you can always say I don't have one, right? No tengo una. I don't have one. Go ahead and repeat, Irene. I don't have one.
I don't have one.
Very good. Irene, ask Luis a question.
Do you have in-house?
Okay. Do you have a house? Luis, do you have a house?
Yes, I'm in house, in my
You
house.
can, yes, I do. Right?
Do.
Always, exactly. Always when they ask the question with do, we answer with do. Let's continue. Let's do one more example. Luis, ask Angie.
Um, what's your favorite city?
Nice. What's your favorite city, Angie?
My
What's-
favorite city is Ecuador.
Ecuador, country. What about city? City, Quito, Loja, Cuenca,
My favorite city is Galapagos.
Galapagos. Very good. All right. What about Angie? Ask Marco. Ask Marco a question.
Marco, do you have a dog?
Okay, perfect.
Repeat.
Okay. Let's repeat. Angie, can you please repeat? Angie, do you have a dog? Go ahead and repeat, Angie.
Marco, do you have a dog?
What do you think, Marco? Yes, I do. Or no, I
Yes,
don't.
I do.
Very good. Marco, ask David a question.
Where are your country from?
But country, no podemos preguntar de dónde es tu país. Tal vez una persona. Where are your friends from? Or maybe where is una cosa que puede tener una nacionalidad o lugar. What else, Marco? Another example.
Where are your parents from?
Excellent, Marco. David, where are your parents from?
From Ecuador.
My parents are from
My
Ecuador.
parents.
David, ask Irene a question.
Mm, do you like pizza?
Excellent, I like it. What do you think, Irene? Do you like pizza? Irene?
Pensé que tenía el micrófono apagado todavía. No, no, no.
No,
Respondo.
I don't, right?
Me está preguntando, ¿do you like pizza?
Yes, do you like pizza, Irene?
No, I don't.
No, I don't. And finally, Irene, ask Luis one question.
Em, how many o money?
How many?
How many do you have?
Aquí tenemos que poner un objeto. How many books? How
How
many?
many? How many chicken do? Cosa dijo, no, eso es animal.
¿Cuántos pollos tienes? How many chickens do you have? Maybe kitchen, right? Creo que querías decir kitchen, right? Maybe how many kitchens do you have? Like that? ¿Cuántas cocinas?
Yes.
Okay,
Bueno, sí. Dejemos.
okay. Luis, how many kitchens do you have?
I have one kitchen.
Very good. Excellent. Only millionaires, right, Luis? Only millionaires have multiple kitchens.
Mhm.
All right. Very good, guys. Guys, this is excellent for you guys to practice. So make sure to practice. Oops. Make sure to practice the questions that you have. What's your favorite? Do you like? What's your dog called? All of these questions are fantastic when you want to get to know someone, okay? ¿Alguna duda? ¿Alguna pregunta? ¿Algo tal vez que querían expresar y no podían? Any question?
¿Qué pregunta, por ejemplo, en What's Your Culture? Entra,
Esta. Aquí puedes decir, what's your dog called? ¿Cómo se llama tu perro? O puedes decir, what's your university called? ¿Cómo se llama tu universidad? Es como el nombre de.
Por ejemplo, sería entonces, what you sister y el
Pero para personas utilizamos name. Ahí sería, what's your sister's name?
name.
Para
Ujú.
personas, nombre, pero
Entonces, eso es para
llamado,
cosas y animales.
sí, mejor para cosas y animales. ¿Ok?
Ajá, ok. Ya, ya.
Very good. ¿Alguna otra pregunta? Any questions? All right, let's erase and we can continue. Here we have house chores. So let's take a look at the instructions. Mr. David, can you please read the instructions at the top? Who usually,
Who usually does the dishes? Men, women, both.
excellent. So here we have a picture. So maybe in your house or in your family, who usually does the dishes? What do you think, David? You can say, in my family. What do you think, David? Who usually does the dishes? Men, women, or both?
In my family, men
Very good. In my family, men usually
usually.
do the dishes, right? Oops. All right. Let's repeat, David.
In my family, men usually do the dishes.
Excellent. Very good. What about Marco? Marco, who usually does the dishes in your family?
Yes, I do. Oh,
¿Quién? Aquí sería quién. ¿Quién normalmente? Who usually does the dishes? Lava los platos.
my sister washing the dishes.
Excellent. Very good. You could say my brother, my sister, etc. Right? My sister usually does the dishes. Okay? Let's repeat, Marco. Can you repeat? My sister usually does the dishes. Marco?
Pito, profe.
Yes, vamos a repetir. My sister,
My, my sister usually does the dishes.
very good. Recuerden, para practicar inglés, siempre tenemos que repetir. Yo sé que es un poco molestoso, pero si quieren aprender un idioma, es mucha práctica, mucha repetición. Okay? So always practice complete sentences. What about Angie? Angie, what about in your family? Who usually does the dishes in your family?
My mom, my sister, and me usually does the dishes.
Excellent, Angie. Very good. What about Luis? Luis, who normally does the dishes in your family?
In my family, both usually the dishes.
Very good. Both usually do the
Both.
dishes.
Both.
Excellent. Very good. All right, guys. So let's erase and we can continue to house chores. So, guys, are you familiar with the word household chores? Chores son todos los deberes de casa. Chores. Okay? For example, washing the dishes. Can you think of another example? Can you think of another example, Luis? ¿Cuál es otro deber de la casa? Doing the dishes,
Um, Laundry de clothes.
Laundry, right? Podemos decir
Laundry.
solamente laundry. Ya cuando se dice laundry, sabemos que es ropa, ¿ok?
Wow.
All right. What about Irene? Irene, what's another household chore?
Em, em, no sé cómo se dice, fue.
Puedes
En
preguntar.
barrer.
Exactly. Let's put that here. Sweeping, right? Guys, recuerden, si no saben decir algo, how do you say barrer, right? You can always ask the question, how do you say barrer? How do you say sacar la basura? How do you say hacer las camas? Okay. What about David? David, can you think of another household chores?
Make the dinner.
Absolutely. Make dinner. Absolutely. What about Marco? Angie? Angie, can you think of another household chore?
Doing the bed.
Absolutely. We call it making the bed, right? Instead of doing, we say make the bed, okay? What about Angie? Angie, can you think of one more?
Make lunch.
Okay. Make lunch, maybe dinner and breakfast, right? You have to make sure that you make all of the food, lunch, dinner, and breakfast, okay? Awesome, guys. So let's erase and we can continue. Remember, this is household chores, deberes de casa. So let's erase and we can continue. Here it says speaking. Who does what in your house? Angie, can you please read this first part here? Look at
Look at the list of housework jobs from the last activity. Answers the questions.
very good. Luis, let's read question number 1. This one here. Let's read this one, Luis.
Who usually does each of the jobs in your family house?
Okay. So let's think of an example. So my example can be my
Wow.
son usually cleans the yard. Okay. Limpia el patio. My son usually cleans the yard. Can you think of an example, Luis?
My wife usually cook the breakfast.
Excellent. Very good. Maybe we don't have space. Let's put it down here. My wife usually prepares breakfast. Okay. All right. What about Irene? Irene, can you think of another example?
My sister usually cook.
Yeah, absolutely. My sister usually cooks. Perfect. Fantastic. What about David? David, can you think of an example?
My mother mm, usually make the bed.
Excellent. Very good. All right. Now we have another question. Let's see the next question. Marco, let's take a look at question number 2. Question number 2. Let's repeat, Marco. Who does the most housework in your group? Let's repeat, Marco. Who does the most housework in your group?
Who does the most housework in your group?
Excellent. Very good. So maybe in this case, maybe we would have to decide who in the group, who in the class does the most. But we have some expressions. So let's repeat the expressions. Miss Angie, can you please read useful language?
I never or always make the bed.
What about Luis? Luis, my sister.
My sister sometimes usually does the laundry.
Excellent. What about Irene? I do the dishes.
I do the dishes
Every day on the weekend.
very day on the weekend.
Every day on the weekend.
Every day on the weekend.
Very good. All right, guys. So maybe let's practice. Let's practice and do some of the different expressions. So let's go here and we could do something like, I never, what's something that you never do? Me, personally, I never cut the grass because there is no grass. Okay? No hay césped en mi casa, so I never cut the grass. What about you, Luis? Give me an example, something you never do. Luis, I never,
I never laundry.
yeah, absolutely. I never do the laundry. Recuerda el verbo do the laundry. What about
Oh.
Irene? Irene, can you think of an example? I never,
Ah,
Irene, can you think of an example? I never,
I
I
never do
ne-
the laundry.
perfect. Irene?
yeah. I never I never do no no
Nunca hago.
I never es nunca
Yes.
ejercicio.
I never do exercise. Very good. All right. What about David? David?
I never mop the floor.
Very good. I never mop the floor. Perfect. What about Marco? Marco?
I never do the cooking.
I never, you can just say cook. cook también es un verbo, entonces no tenemos que decir do cook. I never cook. And Angie. Angie, what do you never do?
I never make the bed.
I never make the bed. Very good. All right, guys. Any questions? Is this okay? No problem? Alrighty. Practice, practice, practice. So let's erase and continue. Here we have the next one. Let's begin by reading the instructions here. Angie, please read. Where are
Where are the people? Are they working or studying?
excellent. So the question is, where are the people? Let's look at picture number 1. Luis, picture number 1. Where is the woman?
Working.
Excellent. Complete sentence. She is working. Let's repeat, Luis.
He is working.
Excellent. What about number 2? Irene, where is the man?
Two.
Yes, number 2.
What, he is he. He's studying in computer.
Excellent. He is studying on the computer. Perfect. Computer. All right. What about David? David, number 3.
She's
It can be imagination.
reading on the computer.
Okay. She is reading on the computer. Very good. All right, she's reading on the computer. All right, guys, so now it's personal. So now we're going to ask you a personal question. So it says, let's read this one here. Marco, what about you?
What about you? I
Marco, what about you?
What about you?
Let's continue. What do you do?
What do you
Do.
What do you do? Next,
Yes, let's
do you
continue.
work?
Yes,
Do you study? Or do you do both?
excellent, Marco. So what do you do? Do you work, do you study, or do you do both? So let's answer the question. Let's go with maybe Marco. I study, I work, I do both. What do you think?
I studying in the house.
I study in my home, right? I study in my home. Do you work, Marco, or you don't work? ¿Trabajas? Do you work, Marco?
No work. No.
Okay. So you can say, I study in my home. I don't work. Let's repeat, Marco. I study in my home. I don't work.
I study in my house. I don't work.
Excellent, Marco. So let's go with Irene. Irene, can you think of an example? I work, I study, I do both.
I study
Okay.
desde casa.
I
I
study.
study,
I study
I study
from
from
home.
house.
Home. I study from home.
From home.
Do you
Ahí,
work,
la casa
Irene?
se forma en home.
Yes. Cuando dices trabajar en casa, work from home. Okay. What
Okay.
about work? Irene, do you work? ¿Trabajas?
Me pregunta a mí.
Yes. Irene.
Yes. Pero work in communities, indigenous.
Okay. So I study from home and I also work in
Comunidades indígenas.
a community. Lo ponemos más corto, okay? I work in a community. So let's repeat, okay? I study from home and I also work in a community. Let's repeat, Irene. I study from home and I work in a community.
I study from home and I work in community.
In a community. Very good. Excellent. What about Luis? Luis, do you work or study?
I study online.
Perfect.
I study on Cambridge.
Excellent.
I work in my office.
I study online at Cambridge, right? Cambridge. And I work in my office. Very good. Excellent. So I study online at Cambridge and I work in my office. Excellent, Luis.
I study online at Cambridge and I work in my office.
Perfect. Very good, guys. Any questions? Is this okay? Easy peasy. All right. So let's erase and we can continue. Here we have the next one. It says speaking task 1. Where do you usually work or study? We can skip this one. Let's go to the next one. Let's talk about communication problems. This is a little bit better. So, Luis, please repeat. The first one is bad Wi-Fi connection.
Bad Wi-Fi connection.
Very good. Angie, no battery.
No battery.
Mr. Marco, can't hear well.
And hear well.
And finally, David, picture is frozen.
Picture is frozen.
All right, guys. So these are problems that we have when we work or study online. Can you think of another problem? What's another problem? ¿Cuál sería otro problema that can happen when we study online? What do you think,
No
Irene?
energy.
No power. Yeah. Now in Ecuador, we don't have power. So en vez de decir energy, en inglés, we say no power. Okay? No power, no electricity, right? You could say no power or no electricity. What else,
Pero
Luis?
¿cuál es lo correcto? Así como más.
no power.
No power.
Mucho más común decir, I am sorry, I have no power.
Power o power?
Power, power.
Power. No power.
No.
I have no power. Very good. What about Luis? Luis, can you think of another problem? What would be another problem that we have when maybe communicating or studying online? Oh, anyone. It could be Angie, Marco, David, Luis. What could be another problem?
Mm. No outlets near. Outlets
more-
near.
No
Outlet.
outlets? Ah, yeah, absolutely. So there's no outlet. Let's put that here. No outlets nearby. So outlets are toma corrientes, ¿verdad?
Sí,
No
yes.
outlets, right? So no outlets nearby. Ningún toma corriente cerca. Very good, Luis. What about Angie, Marco, David? Any other examples?
My problem would be when the internet goes out.
Exactly. Very good. So maybe let's put it here. The internet goes out, or maybe in the past went out. Angie, did you want to say something?
Interference.
Yeah, of course. There's maybe some interference. Absolutely. Maybe something is happening. So when we are having these kinds of problems, there's many problems that we can have. All right. So let's erase and we can continue. We're almost done, guys. We have a couple more and we are finished. We'll do this one here. So it says prepare for speaking task. What color should the comment be? Now let's read the examples here together. Let's go with this one here. Luis?
Blue, explain a problem.
What about this one here? Oh no.
Repeat.
This one, purple. Se me va la flecha. Purple.
Purple, ask for repetition.
Okay, continue.
Orange, suggest a solutions.
And green.
Green, check a problem.
All right, guys. So we have blue, purple, orange, and green. Let's see if we can choose the correct option. Let's go with number 1. Irene, can you read number 1?
I can't hear you very well. It's blue.
Okay, I can't hear you very well. Let's make this blue. This is explaining a problem, right? I'm sorry, I can't hear you very well. What about number 2, Irene?
There's an H. No.
Echo, echo.
Echo. Echo, no. Sí, de clases, no me olvidé.
So Irene, what do you think? Explain a problem, ask for repetition, suggest a solution, or check a problem. What do you think?
Mm,
Blue, purple, orange, or green?
no. Echo,
Un eco
as-
es un problema, es una petición, es una solución o es revisar un problema.
la blue.
It's blue. Excellent. This is a problem. What about David? David, please read number 3. You're,
You're breaking up.
what do you think? Blue, orange, purple, or green?
Green?
Check a problem. It could be. Maybe we could do half blue and maybe half green. We'll do half and half, okay? Half blue, half green. Porque también puede ser un problema, right? You're losing the contact and maybe you have to check. What about number 4, Marco? Number 4.
Orange.
It says, but let's remember we have to repeat, guys. Siempre repitiendo o leyendo. Let me call you
Sorry.
again,
Let me call you again.
okay?
Orange.
This could be orange, yeah. Or this could be, yeah, you know what? I think this is orange. We'll go with orange. I like orange, Marco. Let me call you again, a suggestion, a possibility, right? What about number 5? Number 5, Angie?
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now? What do you think?
Check a problem.
Yeah, absolutely. This one would be check a problem. Can you hear me now? You're checking. Test, test, 1, 2. And what about number 6? Luis?
Because you say that again, I think orange. So that's the
Very good.
solutions.
But what about this one? What about repetition, Luis? Repeat.
Oh,
¿Puedes decir eso otra vez? This one would be to repeat, okay?
course, you're right. I think asking for repetitions.
Excellent. Could you say that again? Absolutely. Let's see that again. Very good. All right, guys. So those are the different ones. All right. Let's see. We'll skip this one and we'll do one more. The final activity that we're going to do is, let me erase, and we can go to the next one. This is the same thing. Maybe we could do, okay, guys. So it says, let's read the instructions together. Irene, let's read the instructions. What apps
What apps you do have on your phone?
on your phone? Very good. So now it's a type of question about what types of apps. So we have social media. Let's repeat here. Social media.
¿Sigo leyendo?
Let's repeat, Irene. Social media,
Social media.
communication,
Yes.
communication,
Perdón. Communication.
and games.
I
Games. Solo games.
Games.
Games. All right.
games.
David, let's read the next one. David, the next one is
Calendar, education, sport, and leisure.
excellent. What about Marco? Marco, can you read the last one? News,
News.
music and podcast,
Music and podcast. Photos.
photos, yeah.
Video. Health and fitness.
Excellent, Marco. So guys, the question is, what apps do you have on your phone? So now we have to answer the question. Maybe we could say, I have lots of games on my phone. Like Candy Crush, for example, right? Can you think of an example, Angie? What apps do you have on your phone? Maybe it could be social media, news, education.
I have social media, education.
I have social media and education apps. Very good. What about Luis? Luis?
I have social media, Facebook and Twitter.
Okay, Facebook and Twitter. What about Irene? Irene, what apps do you have on your phone?
You. I have communication por WhatsApp.
I have communication. You can just say, guys, you can say the name. I have WhatsApp on my phone. Go ahead and repeat, Irene. I have WhatsApp on my phone.
I have WhatsApp on my phone.
Excellent. What about David? What do you have on your phone?
I have Instagram and WhatsApp in my phone.
Very good. I have Instagram and WhatsApp. What about Marco? Marco, what do you have on your phone?
I have basketball in the brothers.
What kind of brothers? Basketball. That's a name? Así se llama?
I have basketball.
Apps. I have basketball apps on my phone. I have basketball apps on my phone. Go ahead and repeat, Marco.
I have basketball apps on my phone.
Excellent. O si son juegos, you can say basketball games on my phone. O si es solo noticia, I have basketball apps on my phone. Okay? All right, guys. Excellent job. So I think that's going to be it for today. You guys did a great job. Remember to always practice the vocabulary, and to learn a new language, you have to make sure that you practice, practice, practice. Okay?